It's Triple. Good evening. Nice to meet you. This is Yvonne. My name is Triple. I'm going to show you my Wuling base system. Now, I like having my characters stay on top of the buses because it, you know, it keeps them from being part of the actual decor. And also, looks nicer when you zoom up. This is my Wuling base in the marker stone, but I want to show you guys something real quick. I have made something very, very much me-coded. As you can see right now, this is a very clean setup. I like making things look clean because I am OCD and ADHD, so this is quite literally my speed. I'm showing you this right now because we're not here to make a base that's supposed to be very, like, super efficient. I got 6 Wuling batteries a minute for SD Wuling batteries. I'm gonna take that as my, that's all I can do. Because right now, what I'm doing is, quite literally, I am creating a base that's gonna be there for the long haul, because it's got 30 days in this patch. I'm not gonna be playing all the time. I'm just gonna, you know, make my money and go. So this is gonna be a very simple, very elegant base structure. How simple? How elegant, you say? These blueprints are actually very easy to enjoy. I'll show you what I mean when I show you this. If you're in the middle of Wuling and you're doing this, let's see this one right over here. Yes, good right here. Sub Medical. I have a copy of this. It's quite literally this. Right, there you go. It's exactly that. Okay, so I made blueprints for each of these little squares in this channel. I made a blueprint so that way you can have exactly what you need there. I also made a blueprint for each of the buses, like this part right here. In each of the Jingu Valley and in Marker Stone. It's actually very simple. What I've done is I've created a very easy way to build something unique so that way you don't have to worry about having to not know where to put things. I'll show you as I go along. So when we're doing the Xiranite, this is quite literally what it is right here. It's the entire thing. So this is your Xiranite, stand for heavy Xiranite. And I've added a few different things so that way you can actually get as much Xiranite as possible. So the expanded crucible has a lot of Xircon effluents. I've made this little like rotating band because things were getting clogged in the expanded crucible, so that way I couldn't put out enough Xircon effluent in order to get into the other forge of the sky for heavy Xiranite. So this is a sort of a makeshift workaround so that way I can get some more Xircon to flow. That was a big problem. But hey, it's all good. And this little trap right over here is for the heavy Xiranite. I actually gave you the blueprint with this. You can actually take it out if you don't want to, because I don't use 2 of them. I don't use another one down here for liquid heavy Xiranite. I only use 1. So there you have it. If we look up here at the area where the precipitation asset rests here, I have conduit outlets for the area near the conduit inlet for the Hetonite, because I was finding that there has been times where the actual expanded crucible here was clogged as well. And also you need to make sure that you can get that clog out and be able to enjoy making more parts. So I put it back into the actual asset using a fluid supply unit. So now you don't have to worry about having trappings of things that are clogging your lines. You can just put them out. You can just get rid of those things. And then you can put them in when you need them at the acid pumps. So yeah, the acid pumps work this way, and the fluid supply units don't need to be worried about being acid protected for some strange reason. All right. And as always, make sure you have your beautiful lines of the conduit inlets and the fluid supply pumps level, because certain things will end up not being allowing you to actually put the pipes to each one of these together. It'll say it's not level and it won't let you put the pipes together. So be very careful. If you use this setup that I'm doing, you'll be just fine. And always make sure you take care of your little keys and your grandpa. They're out fishing. None of mind their business. All right. And I use one of the conduit inlet manifolds for this one over here. So there you go. Now, if we go to the valley, Jingyu Valley, you're gonna get something really nice. I'm all about my peace, man. That's all it is. That's how life should be. This is where the magic happens, where you're making all of your Wuling batteries. And I have a thermal set up over here with the AIC, so that way I can keep my power up. I'm at max capacity. I do not care about doing the power outlet distribution thing. That is for people who are real nerds. Real nerds do that, not me. I am not that guy. Here I have the base for making the Xircon. Actually, let me just show you this blueprint. You will see when I do this that you will have the setup for creating the Xircon blueprint with the attached parts for making Upper Rich, the Bertomock fertilizer for when you do planting. So all you have to do is use these little nodes that are going to have you turn off the item control ports for the dense carbon, for the water, and to hold back the Xiranite so that way it's not a problem. And then you just use this little guy here and just with the L2 and R2 buttons deduce how many you want to make of the Bumper Rich, and then in your Forge of Sky put that money in Bertomuck here, and then you're able to move forward. It's easier to go. Easy to go. Nice. Also, put all this in the depot. Keep this clean. Keep this clean. These are for having your medicines, and this is a simple blueprint for that, a simple blueprint for this. You get the point. It's literally just do as you will. Now, the blueprint that I'm giving you is for the one with the Bertomuck installation, the Bumper Rich installation. The one without I have right here is just because that way I don't have to do it twice. And you can make those adjustments as you will. But having that is not going to be a problem. It's actually really cool. Now, let's go to the big boy, Wuling City. I gotta show you something real quick. No. This one's gonna be real easy, real easy. First off, you always start with a bed and a lot, so you can hold your cars, your little sports cars. I have 2 of the exact same lane for the dense originium powder boxes, and the blueprint for this is straight simple. It's literally just this. It's this piece. So you'll see it all line up here, and then you also have the blueprints for the sand leaf over here, the blueprints in this particular area right here for the Cuprium build, which is going to be this one right over here, main grind. It is everything on the inside. There you go. And it does not have the little box right here for your bus ports. But also, note this very much. I have the Wu bus right, which is this whole section right up here, the whole right side. And then I also have main bus, which has the other side right over here as well. That way you have all the parts literally made the same way. You don't have to worry about making a mistake. You can just put everything together. You can even switch it up any way you like. You can actually put the carbon port here, or you can actually switch it around and put it over here if you want, but you don't have to. It's flexible. Things may end up happening where you want to actually update this or change it or move it somewhere else. You want to be able to have the flexibility to deal with your base any way you want. And this is part of the reason why I did this. Also because I'm schizo, kinda. But yeah, I have all my carbon here for when I want to build as many batteries as I want. So yeah, it's quite set up for the ease of use. I'm not going to be trying to get 10 million Wuling stock bills in 2 days. I do not care. But this is for if you think that actually building and creating things in a factory is very hard. This is simple stuff for simple ease of use, and you can see how all this works. It's very much, you can just take an item, take a couple of different buildings, put it together, stuff the item inside, put it in the protocol stashes, in and out. Very simple setups for each one of your items. Now here's where all the gears come into place, where I'm making my Hetonite gear, I'm making my Cuprium build of gear, and all that. So that way you don't have to worry about stressing out over building, over factory work. You don't have to worry about playing this game to its maximum capacity. No one should do that. No one should ever have an aneurysm playing Arknights Enfield. Please, please. But as much as I do have fun building, you gotta decorate. You gotta always have your miniature tree on the hill, just for fun. So there you go. That is my beautiful setup. And yes, I do farm. Let me show you what I mean. That's not mine. Get that out of here. But here we go. I do farm and I do play a game. Yes, there is a trick that if you do pictured mode, if you do picture mode and you go here and turn off the factories, you can actually just, before you do this, you literally pick up one of your actual plants and they'll all run and pick up the plants with you. But I'm not gonna show that. There's videos on that already. I'm not worried about that. But I do plant. I am a grower, not a shower. All right. Thank y'all for showing up and looking at my base. Hope you all enjoyed this. I just want to let you know one thing as well. You have to be level 12 and have every single part of your base upgraded. I've got to almost tell you that. This is a setup for your base that has everything you need. If you are already playing through the game and you're not actually caught up with the game story, finish the game story. Take your time. It's not that important. But then once you do get into the story and you actually get enough swing stock bills, fill up your AIC steward, fill up all of your bus sections, and make sure you pay them all out before you start my plan. Mine is a fully expanded blueprint system. All my blueprints are available. And also I have Valley 4 blueprints as well in the actual description too, so you'll be able to do both. But yeah, thank you for coming. This has been Triple. Stay safe, stay sane, and stay sober, my friends. Peace.